it's convenient for them, but by and large there is the ruling class and its lackeys serving its interests, and then there's us, right? And we need to advocate for our own interests. And when working people take that fateful step, even just to tell their own manager, hey, you can't talk to me that way, I'm a human being, right? Or hey, I'm a human being with a life and a sick kid at home. If I'm telling you, like, I need to go home, I need to go home, right? You know, like, you don't get to determine, you know, like, the conditions of my humanity just because, you know, you have manager on your goddamn name tag, right? Like, doing that changes you. Not accepting and abiding that arbitrary authority changes you. It makes you more the kind of person to realize that you have it within your power to change your circumstances, and you can actually do that at a better, more effective and bigger level if you work with your fellow workers. And so what I find so hopeful about the labor movement is that if we win, if people through the struggle learn that they can actually change the world that they live in, they don't just have to accept whatever the ruling class gives us or whatever just happens to us by forces beyond our control. The more power we build, the more power we want. And I think that is why it is so important for us to do whatever we can to make sure working people win, because that starts this kind of catalytic effect that we can be part of. When we can't predict how big that will grow, we saw with the George Floyd protests how big it can get when that many people are motivated and are talking to each other about the same issues. So I think we know what can happen, but we actually have to get in there and do the work, and we can't be relying on any political party to do it for us.
It almost sounds like you had the council all together at one point. Like, that's basically what you're talking about. The people that you were saying that you had, that you were speaking to, those are the kinds of people nationally that should get together, rank and file people like that. And just constantly, you know, even just being aware and being able to support different areas when they're in need and bring attention to it is really huge.
Yeah. And you guys have been absolutely fantastic as always. I think these panels need to happen like every couple of months, to be honest.
It's just always fun, but it's only, there's only one Festivus.
Well, there is only one Festivus, but we could be talking labor all the time. We are actually.
We can always do it on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, well, a Hallmark holiday.
So, and we didn't necessarily say this, but this is the Festivus pole, because Festivus, you have the pole, and it has to be a plain aluminum pole because tinsel is very distracting, according to Frank Costanza. Tinsel is very distracting, and we are giving.
I picked Margaret to whoop Harvey's ass.
Oh, so these are the Festivus pencils that we will be giving out to our top super chats. I have 3 packs of these, and they are really funny, guys. But there's a lot of good Festivus material in here.
You guys have obviously been fantastic. And Max, I will be shooting you a message. We are supposed to have a railroad workers panel very shortly. So I definitely want to keep you posted on that. Margaret, the floor is yours. First, let everybody know what you're working on, how they can find you, and then we'll go around.
Yeah, we'll do a little round.
Sure. We're taking our end-of-year break at Black Agenda Report, but go to blackagendareport.com. We'll be back on January 4th, every Wednesday, and you can catch me on Twitter at Freedom Ride Blog. Thank you both.
Oh, awesome. No, you're one of the best people to come on. It's all of you guys are people that, like, the people that we specifically, when I said Festivus, like, I specifically wanted people that are fun people that I like to talk to. You know, we do all different authors and different people, and sometimes it's very serious and professional, but, like, I definitely wanted to bring back people that I just think are cool to hang out with. So I appreciate that.
I'm cool.
Harvey, go for it.
Okay, I'm doing something that most people will find unreal, but I am making an argument for a big volume that I am not editing but contributing to, that we have failed to appreciate that FDR was actually a radical who was determined to overthrow the remnants of the Gilded Age political order.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I like it.
So where is that? What is that? Is that like, is it a project you're working on?
There's a volume that's being produced, a big academic, Princeton University Press, A New History of American Political Thought. These editors from around the country asked 50 people to, I got FDR offered to me. 50.
Okay, well, Margaret, that's right up your alley. So, like, you're gonna, yeah, I mean, you know, this sounds very prejudicial.
Max, back cleanup.
I know I was late, but did you guys at least mention the fact that Jason Alexander tweeted about Festivus today?
No, but
our Festivus?
Not
Yeah,
ours.
well, not our Festivus, but Jason
No.
Alexander was like, I have to say happy Festivus to everybody. Right.
Yep.
It was a very nice way to wake up.
Look, in my dream, he'd make like a little cameo here, but we're just not that big.
Maybe year 3. We'll see what the third annual.
We'll catch some momentum, and we'll be able to get him on next year.
Yeah.
So Max,
Fingers
other
crossed.
than
You should get
fighting
me on a
the fight,
panel with Jerry Seinfeld. That would be really fun.
I would pay to watch that. We are in our end of year fundraiser right now. So if you want to support our producing of the Chris Hedges report, the police accountability report, Rattling the Bars, founded by legendary Black Panther and political prisoner Eddie Conway, right? These are weekly productions that we put on. The Mark Steiner Show, my podcast, Working People, like all of that comes from the viewers who support us. So please, if you can, head on over to therealnews.com/support. Support our work.
Realnews.com. You know what? I've been like following that for years now, like for years, back when it was like 2 people doing it. And it's really good, people. I highly recommend checking out The Real News. I love the burlesque dancer. I think that that's my favorite. I don't know. There's a lot of good characters, but they're real people, but it's really
Thank you
cool.
for reading it.
Max, good to see you. Margaret, nice to meet you. Always you two Floridians. It's great, but go Pack Go on Sunday.
Oh no.
Margaret Kimberly, Harvey K, Max Alvarez.
Bye,
thanks so
guys.
much, guys. Happy
Bye.
Festivus. Happy holidays. And we have one final panel.
I know, it's very
and because
exciting.
this gentleman is just such a big deal.
You say that, but he's just so normal person. I don't know why it's like such a big deal with that.
Because because we have a lot to catch up on because it has been a while. And this time we're getting him with video and audio. So how do you like that, Apples? Remember last time you didn't have the video.
Oh, that's right, because he had a thing.
He had a thing. But
he had a thing.
Better. And you guys know him as one of the best streamers out there who is teaching the gaming world about the real economic downtrodden and what it's going to take.
That really is Larry Davis.
We are big fans of his. I'm sure you are as well. Vaush, welcome back to Generational Change.
Oh my goodness. Hello. Was that
audio out?
Audio's out.
Oh, right. It's always something. Hello. Was that Larry goddamn Davis?
Okay, that's so funny. You said that. No, but we were talking about how he often gets mistaken. And actually, that's Harvey K. He is a professor at Wisconsin and Green Bay. He's socialist. He's very leftist. We were having like a labor panel and he actually hates Seinfeld because of it basically is the antithesis of everything that he's about. But it's just so funny because everyone thinks he looks like Larry David.
That's a dead ringer. He could make a lot of money with like just impersonating him somewhere like in Hollywood Boulevard or whatever. Like people just be, oh yeah, $5 an autograph. He could make a lot. He's had people come up to him. That's what he was saying. Like he's actually had people come up to him and ask him if he's Larry David. That's incredible. I'd say go for it. Honestly, there's no higher honor than just making it all off like a Seinfeld impersonator. Truly the height of what would you call it? Like ethical production, a socialist dream. How you guys doing? We're good. So are you how familiar are you with Seinfeld stuff? Because you're definitely way younger. I've never actually seen the show, but I've seen so much like cultural downstream stuff, that I feel like I'm kind of familiar anyway. So you understand the Festivus? So you've heard of Festivus? I've certainly heard of it, yeah. Though I don't. Is it Christmas? It's a Christmas thing? I don't actually know. Okay, so Festivus it's from Seinfeld. It's a reference to Seinfeld. And basically, Jerry Stiller was the actor, the comedian. And he played Costanza's father. And he's like this wackadoo. And he, when George was little, created this holiday because he just had to find a better way. And he created a Festivus for the rest of us. And it was like all these ridiculous things. You had the airing of grievances, the feats of strength. And you see, we have our aluminum pole. And it was the most ridiculous thing ever. And so that's what Festivus is. It's from Seinfeld. It's a Seinfeld reference. I like that feats of strength bit. I like that a lot. The idea of a bunch of strong men like huddled around a fire tossing rocks. Well, it could be that, but how it was done on Seinfeld is you have to take down the host, basically. You take turns until you pin the host.
Until you pin me, George. Festivus isn't over.
Like, it's the most ridiculous thing ever. So we've never actually had feats of strength on this show. But that would be really amusing. We'd need a much bigger studio.
You don't pay people to fly out there and physically fight you every holiday?
No. We don't have money to pay for guests. Are you kidding me? What do we do?
We're trying our best to become more relevant as best we can. Obviously, this is one of the panel discussion shows where a lot of people find us, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys aren't so bad." You know.
Yeah, you
do.
Like just
taste.
Host the Festivus at a local sports bar and just sort of incorporate the feats of strength by starting bar fights, and you'll be fine. You'll be dandy. You'll find your content.
That could be our niche.
Well, I think if we were capable of hosting in like location, I mean that could be fun.
Yeah, it could be fun.
We could have to do a pretty good job. So, how do you look at 2022 as we end it?
If you had to air, I mean, really, the key thing of Festivus is the airing of grievances. So that's really what we've been doing. Is people come on and air their grievances. Last year, some people even actually had written lists. So it's kind of, what would you say would be your some of your grievances, and it doesn't have to be just this year. I mean, we sort of do it as an end of the year thing, but it doesn't have to be.
Well, there's certain topics that you may want to cover. So
yeah, please air grievances.
Oh, that's rough for me because I get along so well with everyone. I can't even think of anything. I mean, I don't know the concept.
I have a grievance with you.
Hit it.
I'll get to it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You have a grievance with Vaush.
Well, I do actually. I do. You just had to platform Jackson Ingle. You just had to do it.
Oh God. Yeah.
This is going to be his grievance with you.
Well, I swear to God, man, he is like, and I know. I guess my question for you is, there's a lot of imitators on stream services and all different things that people will do in order to garner clout, support, things like that. He's particularly egregious because he's just such a dickhead. But I'm just kind of curious from your perspective. What is the motivation? Like what is he claims that he's like, oh yeah, I'm totally for I'm a populist. I'm this. I'm MAGA. This. I'm communist. I'm just like. No, you're just trying to make money. That's what you're doing. And he parlayed having a debate with you, which obviously, you buried him, but he wants to claim that he was somehow victorious and like, oh, Vaush just didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do that. And why do so many people gravitate to that crap, I guess is the question.
Oh God, that's a really complicated. No, I kind of share this grievance. I think, the big issue is, so he used to be like a big Hillary Clinton kind of guy.
Yes.
And people say oh, he's changed so much. I don't think he actually has. I think that he's always just believed in one thing, which is just kind of like pure power, just like the grift in its most absolute form. Like nothing else actually matters. Any belief he has to have that facilitates that is the right one to him. And as a product of that, it seems shiftless from our side of things, but he's kind of perfect for that because he's very sort of naturally spineless. I think a lot of people, especially young people and very insecure people whose lives aren't going very well, they don't, when they go online, whether you're talking about gaming or politics or whatever else, they're not really looking for entertainment so much as they are looking for a social avenue to validate their lives. And I think that people like Jackson are really good at providing that because he basically shiftlessly dips in between 17 different iterations of, actually this is the correct politics and I'm the apex of masculinity. And if you disagree with that, it means that you're in the outside group and you're without worth and blah, blah, blah. I think it's just a way of grappling 15-year-olds with their parents' money.
But you just wanted to chat with him, right? You were just you'll talk to whoever.
Well, he wanted to talk about the conspiracy theory that Assad never used chemical weapons against his own people. I did a bunch of research on oh yeah, the claims made by this one guy were totally inaccurate. And I did a bunch of research on that. I was literally researching the specific blast damage on a building to see if it corresponded to the claims that it could have been a Moab that was dropped or whatever, a big helicopter bomb rather than gas. I did all this research, and then I actually talked with him, and none of it mattered because he basically just sat there and went, well, what if the official story isn't true for 2.5 hours? So it's pretty fun.
I have, I obviously have, my doubts, and I don't know what to trust. I think in terms of, there's like so little that we really know in terms of our government as far as what goes on domestically, foreign policy wise. We know significantly less than that. When I look at what's going on right now, regarding Ukraine, it's one of those situations where if you're going to be anti-war, then this isn't a case of saying, all right, I disagree with the way that the U.S. is involved with Ukraine, but that doesn't mean that you go and side with Putin. It's like, if the goal is to ultimately end this war, which is my goal, which I think is most people's goal, however quickly it can be done, then saying that, oh, well, I totally agree with, the side of, Russia and, everything about, Ukraine is they're all controlled by Nazis. It's this need for not to be contrarian. There's like a technical word for it. It's like you're a
contrarian.
Well, yeah, or an opportunist. You're looking to be well, even a contrarian, I guess, could be, one way of looking at it is to just say, well, whatever is the overall consensus, I'm going to do the opposite.
Yes, that is a contrarian.
So that I think is, and there's a real market for that. Because we are such a divided country right now. And a big part of the discussion that we've been having this evening relates to, the railroad workers and what happened to them. And the fact that labor is really the unifying issue of our time.
We have a question.
We do have a question. We could go to that. Satanic Cabal wants to know, Vaush, speaking of ethical production, is it possible to have ethical consumption under capitalism? Is it even possible? If not, should we even try?
I think you should try, right? I mean, I think it's good to try, but ultimately, like, the systems are always going to grind out unethical behavior. So there's not really anything that any individual behavior can do about that. Even if you live some kind of like hypothetically perfect, like you're vegan and you take a bike everywhere and so on, you will always find ways to contribute to bad systems. As long as you can acknowledge that and try to do as best as you can in spite of it, I think that's fine, right? I mean, we all try the best we can. Nobody can do perfect.
No. And, the things that they try to convince us are our own personal responsibility is really in their avoidance of handling things at the macro level. And I'm not saying that individuals don't have a responsibility. Like, I don't use plastic straws. If they come, I don't open them. I don't use them because I don't like the idea of a straw that I use stuck in some, turtle's nostril somewhere out in the ocean. And so I just don't use it. But that's not going to solve the climate crisis, and I think that they put so much individual responsibility. It's really a good way of shifting the real burden. This is a major problem. So like whether or not I boycott a particular business like a Walmart or an Amazon, that's not where the problem has to be addressed much higher up than that. Like we're way past that working at this point. That's
you have to keep your eyes on the prize. Like, the most fucked up thing you can do, I think, is try to leverage your good habits as a way of avoiding systemic critique, So because you use the paper straws, or because you bike to work or whatever, you get this feeling of like, oh, well, I'm not part of the problem. But in reality, like, it was never that you as an individual were part of the problem. The problem was like this really big systemic thing, and you're kind of individualizing it in a way that really benefits the people who are actually themselves the problem,
Right. Yeah, that's the whole point. That's what and that's like courtesy of propaganda from the fossil fuel industry and all of, and whatever plastic production companies and all of that stuff. Like, you're only going to get so much information. Yeah, well, I don't shop at Walmart just because I don't like it. And I do think it's a crappy company, but me boycotting it is not going to solve the problem, right? Like, there's a lot of people I know that don't go to Walmart for that, but that's not going to solve the problem.
Yeah, boycotts are generally not that effective way of solving systemic problems. They can work pretty well in like a localized sense, like the black bus rider boycotts in the South during the civil rights. Those are, because that's very targeted, that's very local. But like, it's like boycotting Amazon. Like, okay, yeah, right. We're not reversing this trend with individual action. That shit's going to take policy.
Right. Right. And the problem is that all the people, when you have people like the head of Amazon owns the Washington
Post. Yeah.
Right. It's like you could see how people might feel defeatist about ever really being able to do anything when the fourth estate is owned by the same people it's supposed to be like protecting us.
It's like seeing a headline from the WAPO the other day, basically saying that war with Iran is inevitable. I'm just like, God in heaven. And when I say democracy dies,
well, it is. Really, all wars are inevitable when you're controlled by a military-industrial complex.
Yeah, and I mean, the way we see it, you know, if you're able to unite labor in some facet, and what we've discovered is when it comes to living wage, universal health care, civil liberties, even things like criminal justice reform and ending the wars, and then maybe even the biggest one of all, you know, building out a clean energy grid. You know, as you've often said, it's really about the language. You know, clean energy grid sounds better, more appealing to most people than a Green New Deal.
People are turned off to the concept of Green New Deal because of the whole, marketing matters, branding matters.
But if we're able to unite across the labor board, which seems to be very effective these days, I think that that's really something that doesn't get talked about enough. But I think we could probably get a lot of people on board, especially those that get marred down in the wedge issue dilemmas and all of that stuff. If you can unite around labor, I think that that's the ticket for the future. And especially right now, the way things are going, it just seems to be getting worse and worse every day. Most people can't, you know, afford to live. So how do you fix it? Well, you know, labor, history of labor has always been, you know, how you get it done.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm hoping that public sentiment runs more in favor of labor following the rail strikes, you know. I haven't actually seen much like authentic, honest, you know, homegrown anti-union sentiment. It seems every time I see something about the labor strike that, you know, Biden has blocked with the railroads, it seems like when people, like, not just, you know, the financial sector or whatever, when they talk about it, I feel like I see a lot of sympathy, despite the fact that a rail strike could legitimately contribute to a lot of negative economic trends right now. And that gives me some hope. The idea that, you know, even in times of some hardship, people are willing to think positively of organized labor. Hopefully that, you know, we'll get something from that.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that is the common denominator, because we're not going to, I mean, that's what is going to bring people to even discuss what we have always considered progressive issues. If we would stop calling them progressive issues and just call them like working class issues, because this is a class war. You know, that's what we're seeing. And a lot of the other stuff is definitely like tactics to keep us all divided. And it's very, very effective. And that's one of the things we're talking about. Like the whole just two-party system is completely created as like this facade for the ruling class. And we're just all sort of just milling around fighting amongst each other. And it's very, very frustrating. But one of the things I wanted to ask you, because I don't do debates. I don't want to do debates. I believe what I believe. If new information comes to light, I'm very happy to listen to it and take it in. But I think debates are gratuitous and they're generally done just for people to like stick it to each other.
Oh, they're terrible. You're doing the right thing.
Okay. So, but you apparently are very good at this. Like this is something that you do. So I just wanted you to talk about like this past year, like reflect on, have there been any really good debates that you've had that were worthwhile, or are they just like at this point somewhat ridiculous and you do it because it's like you just do it?
Oh, they've always been ridiculous. And I do it because it's a good way of like spreading my message, my ideology. People find it entertaining and they're more likely to listen to messages they find entertaining. In terms of like a debate that like prompted interesting discussion or you know, like enriched people intellectually, no. No, it's a terrible format for that. It's very, very bad for that. But one of my arguments has always been that as sort of tasteless as it may seem, it can be really beneficial to get good at participating in like the grungier, more bad faith kinds of political engagement, because the right has that down. Like a lot of people get radicalized over to the far right because they're like boomers who listen to talk radio where some guy with a wattle neck is screeching about how gay people are ruining America. And like there's nothing of value to this intellectually. They do it anyway, and it works, and it brings a lot of people over. I think the most we can strive to be is honest. As long as we're honest, and I certainly try to be, I think you can get your hands dirty with as much stupid, bad faith fucking debate bullshit as you want, because you're trying your best to make the world a better place when you engage with people like that.
Right. Well, your message is whatever your message is, right? You're not like, and what's interesting is somebody who I wasn't in debate in high school because I was like more newspaper oriented, but as somebody who went to law school and had to do like moot court and mock trial and all this stuff, like I'm very familiar what is a legitimate debate. Like I know what a legitimate debate is, and I love to watch a real debate. I have a picture of Christopher Hitchens hanging up on my wall. Like I am about a good debate. It's all good. But what people in politics say is a debate. No, it's not. It's arguing moot points. I don't want to argue. I'm not going to argue universal health care any more than I'm going to argue with a flat earther. Like, I'm just not going to, like, what is to be gained from that? And I just don't have the patience for it. And some of the people you deal with, there are some levels of stupid that I've seen that you talk to, even just audio, that I just don't even know how you keep a straight face.
Oh, that's the kid. Well, I often don't. I mean, oftentimes these debates are just about finding ways to make fun of them in funny ways. Well, it comes down to that, right? I mean, you know, especially like you say, universal healthcare, right? Like there are some interesting conversations you can have about universal healthcare based on like a pragmatic deal.
Yes.
Like, okay, well, how would that system work? You know, how would you pay for it? Okay, those questions aren't necessarily bad faith. You can have a good convo, and it gets complicated. And there are real trade-offs, you know? The government, much as it can do a lot more than it is right now, doesn't have limitless money and power, you know? What might we lose through universal healthcare? Something, sometimes, maybe. But
no, we could debate the different systems that would work.
Yeah.
I won't debate whether or not we're entitled to have it.
No, exactly.
Like,
and that's the other kind.
My point, right.
It's that ethical foundation. And then you'll have people who will discuss the granular bits, and that's good. But then you'll have people who will just be like, actually, I think the poor should just have to suffer, because otherwise they'll like, I don't know, they'll like get lazy. I don't know. And it's like, okay, well, what the fuck? What, like, how am I engaging with this? Come on, fuck you. Like, and then you just make fun of them.
Pull yourself up from your bootstraps, people. Listen, I'm not talking with those people because we're not living in the same universe.
Listen, that made absolutely no sense whatsoever. If you ever decide that you want to debate me, Vaush, I will definitely debate you, and you are definitely
He's trying to be Ben Shapiro.
Oh, I recognize. That's a good impression.
You're definitely going to lose, and I am totally a masculine male. I am totally all about pleasing my wife and being a champion of the populist right.
You didn't know what wet pussy was. You're not about pleasing your wife.
He's speaking very inappropriately, and
I'll speak inappropriately.
Do you understand that it is listen, it is Shabbos right now, and you are speaking very inappropriately.
It is Shabbos. Why are you here?
You are dressed very inappropriately, and you shouldn't be talking like that. But believe me, Vaush, I will meet you on that debate stage, and I will crush you.
He might crush me with his arms too. He's been working out.
I think he wears lifts.
He's been beefy.
He wears lifts in his shoes.
I think he'd be a worthy opponent. If there's ever a guy I want to do, what do they call it, chess boxing with, it would be Ben Shapiro. That would be good content. That would be incredible content.
But do you ever feel look, you are actually a really smart philosophical type person.
Oh.
Like you actually could be engaged in real debates that are interesting, right? Like you know what I mean? Like that are actually good. And instead you're sort of, sometimes it's like a cat with a mouse just sort of toying with it for fun.
I think that as a leftist, and as a progressive, being correct is a very easy side of the conflict. It's the easiest. It's kind of a gimme, to be honest. The difficult thing is being correct and getting people to listen to you. And the more I've done what I do, the more I've realized that's the actual battleground there. I've heard correct arguments towards every position I believe in being delivered my entire life fruitlessly. How many correct arguments have been made to the effect of climate change being a real threat to humans, right? I mean, we've been hearing this stuff since, at least I have, since I was a little kid, and things remain as they are. The real kicker is, how effectively can keep people to, actually change their behavior on account of it. And that, to me, is the real skill ceiling. That's what I try to focus on. And that's what I'm, always trying to learn more at, because it's actually very difficult to get people to listen to you.
So what's your mission? What are you trying to do?
Well, right now, I'm just mostly concerned with the imminent fascist takeover of the United States.
It's valid concern.
The Republican Party is very committed to anti-democracy at the moment, like with a consistency and a shamelessness that we've just really haven't ever seen before. And the Democrats are just chilling. It seems
they're Mick resistance. That's Mick resistance.
That's yeah. Like we get the Jan 6 committee's recommendation to prosecute Donald Trump. The issue here isn't Donald Trump. Donald Trump's just the guy who's there at the moment. Like the entire party apparatus for the GOP is fully committed to this. If it's not Trump, it'll be DeSantis or anyone else. but you know, we're just kind of sleepwalking into this. Very disappointing. But
well, we definitely think it is DeSantis at this point. Although Margaret Kimberly, who was on the panel before, does think that Josh Hawley is going to run for president, and I could see that. I don't know if that's going to happen in 24, but it just stands to reason that we're kind of living through this whole, you know, neoliberalism nightmare all over again.
Well, we're in this post-neoliberalism uprising, and people are going to the right because there is no left.
No, I completely agree. And frankly, not only is there no left, there's not even like a liberal left. If you want a message on what the Republicans care about right now, they have an army. They have a massive, incredibly like dedicated, well-funded, committed media team that will give you an extremely extensive understanding of what they're about right now. What do the Democrats have? Like, here's a quick question, by the way. Who are the Democrats throwing up there for 2024? We have guesses, but like normally a political party, especially, you know, a front-running political party whose current guy is like 800 years old, you'd think they would have like very clear, strong, early messaging on who they think strong contenders are. What do we have? Nobody knows what's going on. And as a product of that, Democrats don't have anywhere to turn when it comes to cohesive messaging. Republicans can look to literally any of their political leaders or pundits to get that kind of cohesion. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but how much of that do you think is really just motivated by the paycheck? I mean, you look at, you know, they just did their Turning Point USA event in, I think it was in Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, you have, you know, all of these individuals. The person I dislike the most is probably Steven Crowder. But, you know, you get a lot of these individuals that figure out a way to cultivate a lot of support. But I think a lot of that stems from one thing that the right, whether it is the, you know, Steven Crowder, whether it is Ben Shapiro, and then you have the flex right, if you want to call it, you know, the Tim Pools of the world, you know, they identify themselves as anti-establishment. And we're living in a world today where identification with, let's say, the Democratic Party, and at least the faces of the Democratic Party, is that of the DC bureaucratic establishment that people simply can't stand. And so that opens up an opportunity for those types of individuals who, you know, Dave Rubin probably being the best example of saying, oh yeah, I'm totally an outsider. I'm totally, you know, not for the DC establishment. Hey, by the way, buy my book, you know, do this, do that. That's going to make me a lot of money. I think they've really cultivated that desire for the anti-establishment movement that is happening in this country. Do you see it the same way?
Oh, no, completely. Yeah, the Democrats are like violently So to my mind, like both Republicans and Democrats are ultimately subservient to capital in different ways and to different extents. I think the Republicans are way worse in this respect, but ultimately, like, you know, same master. And with Republicans, all this culture war fascism bullshit is basically just an extension of the same play run they've been doing since Reagan, which is we're going to wholeheartedly commit to like culture war talking points as a way of distracting the average voter from the fact that we are fucking them sideways with our economic policy, you know? We're going to pass nonstop wealthy tax cuts, and you're just going to sit there and take it because also we're the ones who are keeping abortion from happening or this or that or whatever. And they fully commit to that.
Well, we're protecting you from the gays. No, we're protecting you from the trans people in the bathroom.
From the
and
trans
so
people,
somebody
right.
has to protect you from them because those Democrats are teaching them how to just change genders in kindergarten.
From the violent video games, from the satanic panic, hair metal bands, like always and always and always and always it goes on. And it's, and like through all that, you know, they're able to find I like populist ways of pushing their messaging that don't conflict with that appraisal of capital. But Democrats don't have that because what happens if you go for populist left? The populist left is anti-capital. They'll actually challenge corporations, you know? You go Bernie Sanders and you actually see a threat to the power systems in this country. Donald Trump doesn't represent that. So for that reason, I think the Dems are terrified of their own populist wing, which means they can't really compete with Republicans on the same playing field. Nobody likes institutionalists right now. It's completely out of fashion.
No, I mean, well, but the Democrats proved that they preferred Donald Trump to Bernie Sanders. I mean, they proved that. Like, that to me is clear. They're all on the same team. You know, the Democrats just tend to be a little bit better on social issues. So they're at least, they're kinder and gentler when they stab you. But they all dollars
Still
lead to the
getting
same people.
Still getting stabbed.
Oh, you're still getting stabbed.
That doesn't change.
They're just kinder and gentler about it. And I think people are desperate, and the Democrats don't offer anything. They stand for nothing. And when you ask who they're going to put up, as of right now, they're saying Joe. They're saying Joe's running for a second term.
Ooh,
and part of the reason why I believe the GOP is going to win in 24 is that you're really stuck in this very dangerous position of, well, we want Joe again simply because he's the incumbent president, but he's incapable of campaigning. So let's just start with that. If you don't actually have a primary, which putting South Carolina first is deliberately done to make sure that there isn't one, or at least one that isn't competitive. And so by doing that, you completely eliminate any type of enthusiasm
for a primary,
or just an enthusiasm for a candidate going into 24. And you know that whatever the GOP is going to do, no matter how bloody their primary is going to be, because eventually other people are going to get in there to join Trump, whether it is Pence, whether it is Nikki Haley, whether it is Ron DeSantis, whether it is Scott Pelley.
Kanye West, he's going for it.
In the GIMP outfit or not. I mean, the bottom line is, that primary is going to be rough, but ultimately they will unite to beat either Joe Biden or whomever. To me, speaks of greater volumes to, we desperately need to get something going here. I mean, our thought was possibly having some type of a labor organizer, leader, run against Joe.
It's just not enough time. And the bottom line is they're going to put up Joe because that's what they've got.
No, I completely agree. It's ridiculous. There doesn't seem to be any like institutional like drive to win from the Democrats, you know? The GOP is burning themselves through. Like they're risking a lot of internal conflict by promoting DeSantis over Trump. They're willing to put effort into what they think will suit their party most effectively in the future. Dems are just you know, they're just sitting there, just a big easy fat target.
Well, don't you think it's sort of like that's their role? They're the Mick resistance. That's the point. Like they're not really. This is all like WWE wrestling kind of thing. Like they're all kind of friends at the end. People like Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, they'll like hang out. Like this isn't it. They just play the bad guy on TV.
Yeah, I used to think that it was malicious on their part, that they were the planned opposition. But the more this happens, I actually don't think that's true. I actually think that it's, in a way, it's more sinister. It's an ideological thing. I think that liberalism and its precepts kind of leads them to believe that this civility high road bullshit. I think they mean it when they say it, you know? When Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi like get along or whatever, I legitimately think that in Nancy Pelosi's head, she's doing this like, well, by indicating that I'm willing to sit down with the opposition, right, I'm actually one of the people saving American democracy. And no matter how many times the Republicans like stab Democrats in the back or lie or turn their back on mutually necessary legislation, I genuinely think they believe that. I think it's like a liberal mind parasite. There's like a brain worm keeping them from understanding what's happening.
Yeah, it's also, that reminds me, we've done a few shows like this past year where we really focused on like the toxicity of neoliberalism. We had, Lily Geismer was on about her book Left Behind, really talking about how the party, like the neoliberal direction is just, that's what's killing everything. But that's what's ultimately pushing people to go behind a fascist right wing. It's the result. It's the result droppings of what was left after we had people like, Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. Like they've created this.
And it becomes so much easier for those individuals that we were talking about in order for them to cultivate some type of a support network, because you still see a lot of people who just think, well, capitalism actually works. It's just not working the right way. And if we just do this, that, and the other thing, no, the system is broken. Our economic and political system in this country is broken, and it needs to be fixed. It isn't going to be fixed by doing what we've done, thinking that you're just going to save it by putting Band-Aids on a gaping wound. Something as simple, Vaush, which I think is one of the most important grievances that we can have. Obviously, we have our grievances on the outside for labor, especially the railroad workers. But the grievance on the Hill that I think is just unbelievable at this point is the fact that they can't even get a vote on whether or not to ban insider trading amongst congressional representatives.
We're actually discussing that. Like, that's the fact that the people doing it vote on it. It's laughable.
Come on,
it's like
come on.
like
Nancy
ridiculous.
Pelosi has to make money somehow. Come on, come on.
So we found out, by the way, do you remember the whole thing during COVID where she's like showing off the ice cream in her freezer? You remember that whole thing,
Yeah,
right?
I remember.
Okay, so it turns out she doesn't even pay for the ice cream. The company sends it to her for free anyway.
Yeah,
I just found that out last night, which is just so random. I just happened to find that out.
One
but
day
I'm like,
that'll be me. I only hope. What I strive. That's the American dream, is seeing corruption and going like,
having
oh yeah,
ice
dude.
cream sent to you.
But don't you think that at some point the corruption becomes just so brazen in everybody's face that they're just not going to take it anymore?
Well, here's the thing. In terms of, so like, again, in terms of like open corruption, nobody beats Donald Trump. Donald Trump was the most flagrant, like wouldn't divest from his businesses, immediately got his family members in there, like the Jared Kushner $2 billion with the Saudis thing. Like did preferential business with countries that he had like estate holdings in with like his territory. He like incredibly corrupt. But the difference is like, just in terms of pure optics, Donald Trump is able to sell anti-establishmentarianism like as a concept. He's able to make it seem like it's a thing he's doing. He's not. That's not true. He's lying, as he often does. But the Democrats don't have an interest even in an aesthetic adoption of that. The Democrat messaging is, everything is fine, stay the course. We just need to try a little bit harder at what we're doing right now, and it'll all be okay. I think we
need one more Democrat in there. We just got to get one more Democrat in there.
A little bit further, you know? And I do think, like, I do believe that the Republicans' fear-mongering is bullshit, because the stuff they say they want to change is like, oh yeah, dude, America is dying because of trans people or whatever. But the messaging they take, like the tone of things are fucked and we need to have, like, we need substantial change. Fear is warranted from the position of the average American right now. That's not a lie when it's being done on our side.
No, it's true. But it's not the trans people.
Excuse me. I would, no, listen, you totally brought me up and now we have to talk. I'm not calling you Vaush. I'm calling you Douche. That's your new name, and you're going to stick with it as long as I'm around. You are totally fake news. I totally did exactly what everybody else does.
Just to give everybody a fucking nickname.
No, it's totally legal, believe me, Douche.
The sanctimonious.
We're totally...
Ron DeSanctimonious.
Ron DeSanctimonious totally got in the way, but believe me, this is a festival, Festivus, whatever you call it. We are making America great again.
Again.
In 24. And if you get in the way, Douche, we're going to have a real problem. I am a totally honest, transparent, greatest person on the planet.
You guys have both been banned from different platforms. You guys have some stuff in common.
No, we totally don't have anything
yeah,
in
exactly.
common.
We could work together.
No, no. If you want to make America great again, we can work together. That's wonderful.
We both hate women. We don't trust women. We can work together.
Women. I totally trust women.
Vaush, are you misogynist? Vaush, are you misogynist? Is that what you're saying?
I will be for Donald Trump.
Oh, that's really great. Well, women are second-class citizens. They understand that. So anyway, we're having this really great conversation about what is honest government. I am an honest person, a tremendous person, and people telling me that I'm a liar. All the things that I do are for the benefit of the American people. You need to get me back in that White House.
Nobody's putting you back in the White House.
No, you totally have to get me back in the White House.
I understand that this is a bit, but I also want to point out that, sincerely, that rhetoric right there is what the Democrats are missing. There is no urgency. Like, listening to Biden speak is like listening to like a lecturer at like an aquarium explain the mating cycles of clownfish. There's no, it's this incredibly boring. And you know what? No matter what, like, as a streamer, as a leftist, I won't tune in for a Biden speech because that shit's boring. I will for a Trump speech because that shit isn't boring.
That is because I totally understand the American people. Sleepy Joe, he's way past bedtime. He needs to go to sleep. He is really out of his element. I still don't understand how I lost that last election. It makes no sense.
It was only because of COVID and he barely won.
Well, that's very true. And if only I had cared more about the American people.
If only you cared about anybody but yourself.
Well, listen, in this world, it's either kill or be killed. And I'm not being killed. I'm living forever.
So gross.
So get out there, get yours while you can. And if you support me, We're going to make America great again.
Again.
In 24.
Go, you're so gross.
Great
this is actually worse than when you were Bill Clinton a few minutes ago.
Great to see you, douche. I hope to make it on your show sometime. You're really great.
I hope so too, you know? I think that would kind of be a career highlight a little bit.
It would be interesting.
But I think from the perspective of why people gravitate to him, it has more to do with this idea that, okay, well, at least I know he's being transparent about the fact that he's corrupt, whereas everyone else wants to pretend like we're not corrupt. It's just Trump. He's the only bad guy. It's like he just does it brazenly in public.
But so does Nancy Pelosi.
Well,
so does our
it's
congresswoman.
true.
They're doing insider trading, like all of it. It's just so gross.
And I think as much as people hate Trump, there's more people that hate the bureaucratic establishment that is American politics even more than they hate Trump.
Yeah.
And
well,
that's
I think that it's like the whole you know, any individual senator might have an approval rating of like 50%, but the Senate as a whole has an approval rating of 11%. I think everybody has an understanding of some kind of like nebulous government corruption that they disapprove of. The problem is that everyone points it like it's in the other direction. You know, oh yeah, the nebulous government corruption, they're doing it. There's not really much consistency. Insider trading, the average American doesn't know what insider trading is. They have no clue.
Right.
They'll believe what they're taught. They'll believe if they trust the pundit, if they think the TV anchor is handsome. In terms of like a cohesive understanding of what can be done to fix this, or like who's actually at fault, I don't think that any of them know. And for that you need to focus on like simple messaging. And what the Republicans have done is they've completely consolidated their message behind being fucking dishonest and fascists. But that is a message. Whereas for the Democrats, it's like there's nothing they can say about Republicans while being honest that does not either in some way impugn them or it suggests some kind of revolutionary or radical sentiment. Because if you start attacking Republicans for being fascist insurrectionaries and then like start going after them with like sedition arrests or whatever, which would be based in red pilled, they would be doing that in a fashion which kind of implicates their collaboration with Republicans for the past like half century. There's the system as it is right now just does not permit Democrats to do anything without like kind of betraying their greater interests. So, you know, here we are, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. I see why some people feel somewhat defeatist, you know, because you look at it and we're living in this like, well, I mean, it's like you have this facade of a democracy where you're offered, and this is how I was trying to explain to someone. It's like, okay, yes, you get a choice of the menu, off the menu, but someone else is providing you with the menu. So like the menu that's being provided to you, you have no choice over that. You just get a choice on that menu. So it's not real anyway. So I can understand why some people get defeatist, especially people on the extreme rights and lefts.
And I also think that there's something to be said for the fact that it doesn't really seem like any of the so-called, whether it's the Squad or even Bernie, you know, especially in light of what happened with the railroad workers, there was no real fight there.
I feel like that, yeah.
There wasn't even a fight regarding, you know, Hakeem Jeffries becoming the minority speaker, whereas on the GOP side, I mean, Kevin McCarthy has like a legitimate challenge to his speakership. And so why do you think that is? Why do you think that fight is so much greater on their side?
Why are they more democratic? The Republicans are more democratic in their electoral process.
They have
internally, they actually are. That is absolutely true. They're actually willing to shake things up because they're terrified of their base. Democrats hate their base. They don't give a fuck about them. Republicans also hate their base, but they're terrified of them. It's a very different kind of disdain. There was that report on like the Tea Party or whatever. Republicans will literally like catapult their party in whatever direction they think will appeal to like racist old white people. Whatever kind of old white racism is going on right now, whatever is in vogue, they will like panic, flop sweating. They'll be like, okay, wait, what do we got to do? What do we got to do? Running around like whatever they can do to appeal to them. There was that bombshell report that was done on Facebook like 8 months ago, where it was like the way that they conduct moderation for Facebook was a bunch of European far-right parties actually moved farther right because their constituencies on Facebook had gotten so radical because of the way content was recommended to them that the parties themselves were being moved to the right to keep up with the belief systems of the people who were voting for them, which is insane.
Right. So it's a vicious cycle of pushing further and further to the right. And unfortunately, we don't have something like that on the left. See, if we had something like that on the left, and it's interesting because what Carrie's saying is their base has militias, and yeah, that's true, and they are afraid of their base. But what we need to have is where labor is our base, and they should be afraid of that.
And they should
and
be
that's what this is supposed to be.
And they could be militant, even if they're not walking around with AK-47.
Well, look, I am not a violent person. I don't condone violence, but I understand it. And I think it's really ignorant to think that we're going to really get anywhere without some level of violence. And when people are like Nancy Pelosi is wondering, why would someone break into my house? Oh, gee, I don't know, Marie Antoinette. Why would somebody break into your house? I think we're going to start seeing it more and more.
Well, that's the problem.
I'm not doing it.
That guy didn't break into her house because he has a problem with insider trading. That guy broke into her house because he's a lunatic who was groomed by far-right propaganda. And that's the issue. You know, regardless of the ethics of it, it is actually really effective to just, I don't know, heighten the schizophrenic tendencies of your voter base by facilitating a nonstop 24/7 media news cycle about like QAnon adjacent propagandizing, and then just like let the craziest people do what they will. That's so much easier than radicalizing people based on something real, like insider trading or like ineffective resistance against fascist collusion. Those things, like real shit does not always beget more real reactions. In fact, oftentimes it's the opposite. The fake problems get the most attention. The satanic panic with the fucking hair metal albums played in reverse revealing satanic messages, that makes its way up to Congress. Meanwhile, like 1,000 real strikes are squashed and unions busted.
Yeah, and you hit it right on the head, especially coming from LA. I mean, I remember when the Kardashians, you know, when that show came out, and I'm just thinking, this is so unbelievably bad for American culture, and yet millions and millions of people are obsessed with that type of stuff. Like, that is what is considered of value today, and there is no value to it. In fact, it devalues our culture. And when it comes to real everyday issues, it's almost like, if we're not doing a podcast, we're not going to name any names, Vaush. You probably know some of them, but there are podcasts who literally built their audience just by shit talking other podcasts.
He knows this.
That's what they did.
I've heard rumors of these people.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know.
They're out there. Well, but no, we started this because I actually wanted to do long form interviews with people that are experts and books and authors and educate people. That was sort of my point.
Well,
like,
yeah, well, it's just a sensationalism thing, right? You see it all around the place. Oh, wait. Sorry, hold on. My lights are being fucked with.
It looks like a club now. So
yeah, it looks like an ooh.
There we go. Brought it back.
Very fancy.
Yeah, me and my roommate both have the exact same remote controlled light setup. So sometimes if one of us hits the lights, the other person will get hit by it. But anyway, it's like it's so difficult, I think, to get like the energy of the kinds of people who are radicalized by QAnon combined with the you know, the truth and the honest reporting and the, you know, I guess like responsible engagement that you would get from the kind of production that you would ever want to be involved in. It's really difficult to blend those two. And I don't know if anyone does it successfully. Genuinely, it's really tough to do that.
Well, I also think if you know, like I just finished watching Dope Sick for the first time. We had Beth Macy on the podcast. So of course I felt inclined to at least catch up to what's been going on. And of course, I was familiar with the Sacklers and, you know, what they had done. And obviously the opioid crisis is completely fueled by the fact that Big Pharma owns our government. No one lobbies Capitol Hill harder than private insurance and Big Pharma. And so for anybody who has either been touched by the opioid crisis, most people have, for anybody who is tired of the corruption within the health insurance industry that runs our country, a universal healthcare single-payer system is the way out of this. And so when people are looking at it like, well, I don't want the government doing it, the government is funding it. They're not running it. We do not need for-profit middlemen in between us and our doctors. It's almost like you got to hit people over the head with that 1,000 times over before it finally starts to stick.
Yeah, I don't want the government running the system. You know who I do trust? Private insurance companies.
Yes! Right, exactly. It's been so much better. It's working out so well for us.
We're doing great. Everyone is doing great.
You've spoken about this before a few times, and it's been a while, I think, like, and you've talked about like just healthcare in general and your own, you know, experience in dealing with that. And it's ridiculous here.
Oh no, it's insane. I mean, the funny thing is, it's actually so bad now that being wealthy doesn't, my YouTube career is doing just fine. There are so few doctors up here in the Pacific Northwest that sometimes, even if you have a lot of money, it can take forever to get an appointment. The system is so strained right now that it is, and there are incentives that like push doctors out. There's like a doctor shortage. There's a nurse shortage. There are so many like individual points of failure. And that's because, you know, at every level, there's like 5 million middlemen to every one doctor, to every person whose job it is to save a life. There are like 50 people around them who make money adjacent to them. And they have their own entirely separate sets of incentives that very, very, very rarely coincide with ours. It's insane.
Yeah.
You were talking earlier about the oh god, what was it? It wasn't the insurance. It was the fentanyl, right? This is another one of those like rhetorical things. The fentanyl crisis in America right now is primarily a product of irresponsible prescription from pharmaceutical companies. They will lobby at medical conventions and they will push doctors to recommend their product because getting people on incredibly addictive pain meds is a really easy way of getting them out the door quickly. And then these people all develop like addictions and it's like, oh, whoops. Oh, that's crazy. But the Republicans are the only ones talking about this and they blame China because like fentanyl comes in from China. Like you're ever going to close the fucking border with China. Good luck with that one. When in reality, like all it would take is anti-pharmaceutical regulations done here at home to change things. But we're not going to do it because nobody wants to call them out.
Well, they're on the payroll.
Yeah.
They're all on the payroll.
And then you wonder, at this point of his career, why Bernie isn't using his... Remember, Bernie used to do his barnstorming speeches on the House and Senate floor when no one knew who he was. If he started doing those barnstorming speeches right now with millions and millions of people who listen to him on the regular, imagine how many people would be inspired by that. I just don't understand why that's not happening right now the way that it needs to.
I think...
No.
Sorry.
No, please.
Well, I think I'm of two minds on this one. Generally speaking, especially when it comes to other leftists, I never want to assume bad faith on their part because there's like an entire cottage industry on like, that person's betrayed the real left. The real left will do this. And like, and then somebody else shows up and they're like, oh, well, this person betrayed the real left. And this happens forever and ever and ever. And leftists have been killing each other over shit for ages. So it's like an ongoing problem. I trust the hell out of Bernie. My guess is like, it's one of three things. Either my man's tired, which, I mean, he is really old. So okay, if you guys think I'm going to be an effective political messenger when I'm like 800 or whatever, fuck no. I'm taking that money and I'm staying in my summer home. I'm surprised he bothers at all.
That's what I say.
That's one. And I think the other one is like, my guess might be that he's terrified of causing like rustling within the Democratic Party right now because he doesn't see a road forward for the left at this particular moment in time. But he does see a point where any weakness in the Democrats is very useful to like the fascists. So he might be like very unwilling to, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if that's right on his part, but that is a concern I could see being valid depending on how you looked at it.
Well, I see us as we are sliding down the mountain, and now we're sliding down the mountain very quickly. And the quicker we fall down that mountain, the easier it's going to be for somebody who, whether he's a fascist or not, he is at least an authoritarian, no question. But Ron DeSantis will appeal to a lot of this country for a lot of reasons. He's got the picture-perfect family. He's got the picture-perfect pedigree from the fact that he was a star athlete. He's Ivy League educated. He served our country, was a soldier, and
tortured a lot of people. We love that.
Tortured a lot. Hey, even better.
Yeah, we love that shit.
He agrees with that. And then you have this real or imagined, mostly imagined, he kept Florida free. And for a lot of this country, that's resonating right now. And if you don't have anything to fight back against that, you're in a lot of fucking trouble in the future. And it's going to be not only to the detriment of the nation, because I do believe that if it is Biden versus DeSantis, especially because DeSantis is 40 years younger than Biden is, I mean, he is going to run circles around him out there. His wife, Casey, is so easy on the eyes from the way that she speaks, the way she looks.
Thank God DeSantis is super uncharismatic. At least we have that going for him.
He's got his, it's almost the opposite because he has Casey. Everyone has always said that his political ascendancy has a lot to do with her, that she has played a significant role in that. And he's got the most adorable children.
But it's not like Joe is Mr. Charisma.
That's the problem.
Oh, no, for sure. I'm just, I find DeSantis very distasteful to listen to because I just feel like he's trying to like do a workshop Don bit. But he doesn't have any energy, so it just comes across kind of pathetic. But that's a me thing, you know. America's going to resonate with it. He's going to ride hard off the he kept Florida free bullshit. Even though he was literally sending like agents of the state to go shut down reporters who were talking about like Florida's death toll from COVID and everything. But it doesn't matter.
Well, here's the thing.
Reality doesn't matter.
The authorities. Here's the thing. Honestly, if his slogan should be, "I'm an authoritarian, but I get shit done."
That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to say. Yeah.
I don't know, but but let me say this. So we just recently had that hurricane here, and he got that bridge put up to Sanibel really fast. And I have no doubt that if that were Charlie Crist sitting there, that bridge would not have gotten done as fast as it got done.
And one thing that people never emphasize enough when it comes to the WWE that is the political arena, the average voter gravitates towards leaders, authoritarian for the most part, who want to kick ass and take names. And they don't care if it's actually being done to the benefit of the worker. Because so many people, I truly believe this, Vaush. I believe that one of the reasons why a lot of people have, a lot of young people, especially a lot of young entrepreneurial, independent-minded people are gravitating towards the GOP. Their attitude has basically become, well, I can't fix the system. I can't change it. So I might as well go to the party that actually wants to help me succeed. I think that's in part and parcel the mindset that a lot of them take.
The Peter Thiel line. This is like the modern Silicon Valley fascist bit, where it's like they're not ideologically fascist in the sense of like blood for land, glory to the fatherland, whatever. But more so, they see America like a failing startup, and what you do with a failing startup is you clear out management and you get a new go-getter up there on top. A lot of people think that authoritarianism means getting shit done. In reality, it often doesn't. Bureaucratic and managerial subsystems tend to fail in authoritarian regimes. A lot of things get gummed up, but they're very good at making a show of the couple of things that do end up getting pushed through really quickly. Because, of course, transcending democracy means you can get stuff done faster. Of course, you're skipping deliberation. And they're really good at weaponizing that politically. And I completely agree. Democrats have fully abandoned this line. The idea of like, we are go-getters who will get stuff done, gone. Democrats don't even bother. It's done. It's dead. That idea is just not something they care about selling people on. And that's what people want to hear right now. It's what I want to hear, I want to believe, even if it's a fucking Democrat, I want to believe that when I vote for somebody, they're going to be like an activist in office. They're going to sit there and they're going to take their time to, in every way possible, promote the values I voted them in for. But Democrats, it's just, hey, don't worry about it. We've been doing this for a long time, and we're going to keep doing it the way it's going because it's going fine. Wink. And that just doesn't sell with anyone anymore. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but I do feel this way.
No, it's the problem. There's no real choice.
Yeah, it is sad.
It's crap or crappier.
I know we've mentioned this before you've been on, but if you haven't had the opportunity to check out Whole Washington, they really are a great grassroots group. They're trying to get a ballot initiative in the state of Washington to basically have single-payer healthcare. Now, everyone says, well, you can't do it at the state level if you don't have the backing of the federal government in terms of the, being able to have the currency to have the funding for it properly. If for whatever reason there's a short, Well, the goal, of course, is to make sure, and Tom Hartman, who's been on our podcast multiple times, has brought this up, is that the only way it could work at the state level is if there's like this clause that is on at the federal level which essentially like it prevents states from accessing federal funds for the purposes of things like healthcare. Shocking. If we are going to be able to do any type of legitimate pushes, I think focusing on policies, focusing on this coalition building, and especially something like a ballot initiative, that's what works here in Florida. The best things we get in Florida are ballot initiatives.
It's gonna fucking say, I'm so sorry. I was gonna say that earlier. One of the biggest indictments against Democrats is the fact that if you put policies on the table, America is in favor of Democrat-aligned policies 2-1 almost every time. The fact that Kansas fucking shot down that state constitutional amendment to allow for abortion bans, while voting in Republicans across the board, is such a disgusting indictment of Democrats, because it means that when you strip Democrats away from Democrat policy, all of a sudden it's an uncontroversial win. Republicans win elections despite a minority of the country caring about their policies, and Democrats lose elections despite a majority of people in the country caring about their policies. It's insane. This should be a layup for them.
3 extremely red states, Kansas, Kentucky, and Montana, all voted to codify Roe because the people had an opportunity to vote for it. The only state that has made it ironclad law, and people are going to fight it, we'll see what happens, but Indiana obviously rejected a woman's right to choose. But why did that happen? Because the GOP state legislature decided on their own. They didn't give the people the opportunity to have a say-so. And so that's the problem. The overwhelming majority of the people in this country, when it comes to the issue at bar, know how to vote the right way. They may have their reasons for voting GOP or voting Democrat, but when it comes to those, it's like when people say, well, you know, they say that 80 to 85% of the country believes in a universal healthcare system. But, you know, when they learn this, that, no. Most people are not as dumb as you think they are. When they're given the opportunity to really understand a serious issue, like whether or not they want to have for-profit middlemen in between them and their doctor, people understand what that means. And they know they don't want that. When it comes to whether or not a woman has the right to choose what to do with her own body, overwhelmingly, people know exactly what to do.
Well, along the same line, we had Trump won Florida, but that same year we passed a $15 minimum wage by ballot initiative.
Yeah.
And yet we can't get our Democratic Party to be pushing for a living wage.
Reenfranchising felons, which the Republicans immediately were like, wait, and then undid with by putting a it is pretty disappointing. I know that Republicans have been increasingly upset over the past half century because every passing decade, all of the degeneracy they fight against becomes more and more popular. And that's great and that's fun at all. But the fact that all you have to do to sell people on Democratic policy is not bring in the Democrats is such an indictment of them as a party. And it's like, it is, if ever there was an ability to do a party-wide, like, vote of no confidence, they have fucking earned it. They find, it's incredible. They find ways to make good things seem unappealing almost every time to a lot of Americans. Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, no. and I've also meant to say, as long as I'm rambling, that a lot of this also comes down to media spread. Democrats don't have any way to get their messaging out if they even had a message they wanted to share, which is its own problem. But outside of that, like in terms of television, the Republicans, Tucker Carlson, whatever bullshit, most popular on TV. In terms of the internet, TikTok, owned by China, kind of a wash there, but they do ban gay people for being gay, so that's not great. Twitter, currently owned by a far-right lunatic, Elon Musk. Facebook and Instagram, owned by Zuckerberg. Also, Facebook, far-right hellhole, in terms of, like, publications, left-wing publications online have a paywall that you need a subscription. Right-wing publications don't. At every level, they're just better at getting their message out there.
How about the fact that YouTube is so damn suppressed and everyone has been saying, well, listen, Rumble tends to be definitely on the right, but at least you'll get your message out. Whether people will like it or not is a matter of circumstance. But, at least they're not trying to keep it, shut down. But I still think it all gets back to Greg. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. This has been a great night. You guys have been fantastic.
Yes, our top three are going to get the pencils.
Going to get the pencils.
Top three are getting our Festivus pencil sets.
Vaush, you've hit it on the head, and I think everyone just needs to understand that this is really all about labor. Anything that will fundamentally change the economic and political infrastructure of this country is when the two parties will unite to crush us. And that's what happens. And we have to recognize that all of this other, as you said, bullshit that people get distracted by, like which podcasters talking shit about who or God knows what.
Well, hold on. I love talking shit about podcasters. Let's not take away my favorite pastime, okay? Now you're coming for my rights, huh?
No, I'm not going to take away your right, because at least what you do isn't centered around talking shit about other people. You talk about things that really matter.
No, he plays video games.
I play video games and I shit talk people, and that's what I love to do. No, I fully. There is like a strong non-productive tendency. Oh, speaking of. Oh wait, do I want to shit talk a podcast right now? Okay. There's another podcast very popular on the left that I'm not going to name. Okay, they rhyme with Schmappo Schmophouse. And look, I'm not going to doubt the lefty creds in these people, because that'd be pretty dumb. They are leftists. However, after Bernie kicked it in the primaries, I feel like there was like a real loss of hope on their part that led to a diminishing of the value of some of their takes. I've said this a billion times before. I'm not airing this to new here. In fact, you two completely disagree. You have no qualms whatsoever with Chapo Trap House. You've told me so before. Just me. But I will say, like, the more things get fucked in this country, the more necessary it is that we find excuses to focus on literally anything other than infighting. It's one of the reasons why over the past year or so, I have been like, I've been biting my tongue, like I've been really trying to not argue with other people on the left. And I think I've done like kind of well in that regard. It's something that I've had to put effort into, because as a leftist, the first people you go after are other leftists, but it's really worth the effort. And I don't know. Hopefully it amounts to something, because we really need that solidarity right now.
Desperately. We can't thank you enough for coming on. Obviously, this has been
I always love chatting with you.
This has been a great festival.
I find you very interesting.
Oh, well, I love talking with you both as well. First of all, phenomenal DJT impression. Second of all, you're incredibly pleasant to talk to. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll give you, since you're such a great guy, I'll give you one more.
Who else do we have?
We've got the king. Well, we got the guy we love.
Okay. All right. This is the only one that makes me feel like I don't have to move over 3 feet.
Vaush, I just want to say, if you had any idea what I have to go through on a daily basis up on the Hill, it is not fun. Jen, it's great to see you. This is the Festivus for the rest of us. It's a very important holiday. It should be a national holiday. We should have a 3-day weekend. Festivus, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Should be great.
Thank you so much, Bernie, for showing up.
No, of course. No, we must stand together as one people, united behind labor, because if we do not, there is no way this country is going to survive much past 2023 or any further into the future. We are looking at a very dark future. Unfortunately, I have to support my good friend Joe.
Joe is not your fucking friend.
Well, I don't have a lot of friends, so you got to give me a break. Let me accept that I'm going to try to push it very gently, maybe a little forceful every once in a while, that you might come around and understand that there are very pressing issues for the American people right now.
Oh, my God.
So, Vaush, I don't get to watch your podcast. I heard it's very popular. The kids seem to love it. So keep spreading the good message about we must have social democratic policies in this country. It's what the American people want. They just don't have enough leaders that are out there fighting on their behalf. But rest assured, my fellow Americans, I am fighting on your behalf. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. I will go enjoy my Festivus, Hanukkah, Christmas weekend with my family. Jen, good to see you. Vaush,
bye, Bern.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Bernie. You're an inspiration to us all. God,
he inspired me. He inspired me more.
He does good, Bernie, right?
Yeah, more than most.
He does good. Period.
Yeah, he does some good ones. Yeah.
No, I try. I try. And again, it's like, why do we do this? We do this because we give a shit. Because we believe. We believe that tomorrow could be a better day for the American people. Did Nevin Gusick actually drop us 20? Nevin, I'm going to assume you did that because you really liked my impression. That's what I'm going to assume. I'll pretend like that's my tip. My tip for doing the Bernie impression. I'll take that.
All right.
So you guys have obviously been great. Vaush, what are you working on? Anywhere that anybody can find you? Anything specific?
He's exactly where he is. That's where people find him. He's right there.
Well, there could be people who don't know him, so I don't know. I'm just trying to help him.
You can you can find me at Vaush pretty much everywhere. It's been a delight to be here. I'm really looking forward to what kind of good we can do in 2023. If if at all, might be 2023 fucking sucks. And if that's the case, then I look forward to weathering and surviving 2023 as we have this winter storm that has blitzed Seattle, and frozen my roads and kept me from getting more cat food when they need it.
You have legal cannabis and death with dignity. I don't want to hear anything from you.
Actually, I think Oregon has death with dignity.
No, Washington does it too.
You have it now? Oh, good.
They have it, and Oregon has it.
We recently lost large caliber magazines, so actually our freedom is waning.
Oh man!
Oh good God! How are you going to live?
I know. Oh man! And the funny thing is that when you go to the gun range and you're using that type of weaponry, you just know that there are people who do it because they really wish they were doing. They're imagining who they could be doing it to. I'm sorry, guys, but it's one thing when you're shooting a pistol, when you're shooting a rifle, there is a huge difference when you're shooting a machine gun. Sorry, just had to put that up.
You're such a gun aficionado.
I am in favor of the Second Amendment, but I'm also realistic, and I think more and more Americans need to be realistic. But I digress. Vaush, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
Obviously, happy holidays to you, and we'll hopefully
Happy New Year.
We'll have another conversation in the new year.
Yeah, don't go too far.
I think we will. Have a wonderful holiday, and I'll talk to you all soon.
Be well.
Bye.
Take care.
I didn't realize it takes so long to make charcoal, like relative to other stuff. Oh my God! Wait, it's taking forever to make everything here. Holy shit. I should probably make more furnaces, I guess. Yeah, hold on. I'm not making any hoppers. Jesus. You fucking goobers. Here, we need to focus first on making more charcoal. Get blast furnace? I don't even know what that is. Just get this all in its place. Okay, everything's coming along. Perfect. This should be enough material. I think I'm just going to get some diorite, and that should be it for me. I think that'll be enough. Why is your house a shack? This isn't our build. This is our planning base. It's gonna be fine, guys. Wait, what happened to the dark oak? Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay. Put that there. Okay, let's go get some diorite. I think we have enough, but I'll get some more just in case. So, I still have these arrows in me.
Speaking of no infighting, here's my 100-volume treatise on why you should cut ties with 15 people on the left because they're dumb KEKV.
Ah, finally. Sake Tanuki being honest. Thank you, I really appreciate it. That was a nice conversation. Made me feel good. Can we talk politics? Maybe we can talk politics after I have finished here. This is very important.
Vaush, that's a really cool wallpaper. What's it from? What artist?
I don't know the artist. I actually found it when I looked up pathologic wallpapers. There were a couple of them. They're really, really, really good. So I, suggest you Google that so that you can look at them. Okay.
Thoughts on Measure 114 in Oregon? It put in place some very dubious gun control laws that leave opening for a police state.
Is this the one where it's like yes. Is this the one where they're like the police have the ability to just take people's guns without a court order or something? That's pretty fucked. It's probably not good. We just need some diorite, and we're good to go. I'd like to get an excess of these materials if possible, just because it makes it a lot easier to plan out everything. Are guns scary? Yes. Anyone who says that guns aren't scary as part of some lecture on how familiar they are with guns is a lunatic. They should be scary, so treat them respectfully.
Do you ever get tempted to go to the dark side and make video essays whenever they make trash anti-debate bro content or Twitter takes and get no pushback?
I don't think I'd be very good at video essay making. You know, my skill set's in live speaking. I don't really have any skills in script writing or editing. I mean, I'm sure I'd be fine at it, but it's definitely not my skill set.
Cuz baby Tonite the creeper's trying to steal all our stuff again. Stuff. Grab your pickaxe shovel.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. So run, run until it's done, done, until the sun comes up in the morn. 'Cause baby tonight, the creeper's trying to blow our stuff again. I remember that shit. I remember being a kid. Oh. Oh. Okay. Literally, just like one pocket of diorite will be enough. Oh my god. Well, there's clay here, but I definitely don't need more clay. The server's doing something here. Oh, is that diorite? Looks like it. Wow, a lot of it, too. Let's not die, if possible. There we go.
Kudos for converting my shitpost dono into a prompt for substantive discussion.
Pleasure is mine, Satanic Cabal. And thank you for donating to them.
I ordered a whiskey and bourbon advent calendar on December 1st. It arrived on the 20th. I'm chugging 3 a day to catch up, Papega.
Hey, that's smart. Better than eating, like, all of it up to the point that you're at in one day to catch up, right? At least you're keeping pace, kind of. Ah, fuck me. It's hard to get around here. Did I get it? 23 diorite. Where's all the diorite? What the fuck? I should have mined a lot more than that. Oh, there it is. I just got another stack. Here. Oh, we'll get enough. Oh, we'll get enough. There we go. That's got to be enough diorite. Now we just need to wait for all of the clay to bake. Oh my god, the server. No, Purple Allergy, I have not seen that. There we go. 2.5 stacks. Will that be enough? That's got to be enough. That has to be enough. I shouldn't be silly. Now, like I said before, I am only doing the outside build.
I am non-compete. Santa had a point. I am Luna. Oi. Santa had a point.
That's true. If I try to do the inside of the townhouse, I'm going to get really finagly really quick, and it's going to be unfun for me. So I'm going to work on the outside only.
Oh, stinky haha, stinky poopy, funny poop woo poopy, stinky haha haha stinky.
That's pretty true. Oh, I also wanted to add some hedges. How do I make clippers? It's like... Oh. Shear. Is it this? Shears? Like this? This is what I need, right? To make hedges? Okay. And I wanted some hedges outside. What are some good leaves I could find? Should I just use these? Like that? Oak leaves? That's true, but...
The only thing that's more cucked by Blizzard than the middle of the country is their player base.
That's pretty. That's true. Is everyone enjoying the, frigid cold? Where could I find some vines to clip and put up the side of my house? You know, like they're creeping up from the hedges? I think that'd be cool. While we're waiting on all the clay to bake and everything, right? Jungle? I don't know if we're going to find that. Oh, hello. Okay, let's... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Diablo 4 is gonna suck balls.
Unfortunately, yes, that is probably true. Don't do this to me. I know.
Vaush making me remember looking for Vines Boomer SADGE.
Look, I haven't played in a long time, okay? Also, everything's buried in snow! That's not exactly vanilla Minecraft. We won't need to wait for literally all this to finish cooking. We'll be okay.
That moment when you are trying to be a good boy and stay in shape, but it's Xmas, so your mom is making Puerto Rican coconut pudding. Perhaps I could work out more.
Not to sound like grievous or whatever, but I actually think that it's bad emotionally to diet during the holidays. It's the fucking holidays, man. Just eat whatever. It's good.
Hello, Booga Vaush. As a young Visnorch, did you have a favorite Christmas carol and or movie?
No, I don't really like Christmas that much, to be honest. I mean, I love my family and seeing them and stuff, but the Christmas aesthetic has just never been something I've liked that much, so I don't have favorites. How do I gather ferns? Cheers, but I have them. Cheers, but I... Just makes it go
I
away.
love making Jewish egg bread for the holidays.
Hell yeah. Fucking love Jewish egg bread. Whatever that is.
I can't remember if you've ever played or talked about any of the Metal Gear games. Then again, my memory is dog shit. Don't do drugs, chat. But also do drugs.
Well, I've played Metal Gear Rising, but besides that, I don't really have much experience with the franchise. Alright, pile it in, pile it in. And that's the end of it. Okay, oak leaves here, fir leaves here. We have a sapling, but we don't want to use a sapling. Okay, try to organize this in my inventory a little bit. Diorite there. Cobblestone here. Markers there for leaves. That. This. Okay. There. Okay, we're just about done.
So cold in Nebraska that the ice I break to allow my cattle access to water is over 6 inches thick.
Jesus.
I do this twice per day. My pickaxe is a need right now.
Well, fuck, at least you're getting some exercise in, right? God damn. It's a whole lot.
Hey Vaush, YouTube Gremlin here. Love your content and greatly appreciate you. Found you through your Elden Ring content and never left. PS play God of War 2018.
I unironically love it so much when people find me through my non-politics content. It makes me so happy. I'm not joking in the slightest. It's so nice. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. I'll try my best. There are lots of games that I want to play, and that is definitely one of them. I can't wait for Zan to make it to Seattle. Always wanted to see Zan. Cool guy.
Play MGSV please on stream. Weak story compared to other MGS games, but the gameplay is by far the best in the series.
I was
so many options to tackle missions.
I was hoping to play them all on stream. Maybe not one? I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out how I can claim Colorado resident status even though I no longer live there so I can get in on that legal shrooms.
Well, step one would probably not be announcing your intentions in the live stream. You know, just gotta keep a clean, nice, tidy, legal, throughway, if possible. That's just a suggestion, though. Thoughts on the Minecraft OST? I think pretty much everyone agrees that the Minecraft series... Why did I say that? The Minecraft game has an excellent OST. Like, I think everyone agrees on this, right? It's not...
This is a PSA. Chat, work out every day and become giga ripped. The fascists are coming. Also store water and beans and lube.
True. Gotta have that lube.
Why did the Scarecrow win a Nobel Peace Prize? Because they were outstanding in their field.
Cute. You know, I've actually enjoyed my time a lot on this server. I didn't expect to.
My family technically owns a condo out there and I have a storage unit with my shit still there.
Ah. Your family's got landowners, huh? No wonder you have the money to give to me. Well, I hope nothing bad happens. Cold is dangerous. Very dangerous. Lori Goth, I just haven't found any leather, like, at all. There aren't cows. There are snow cows that just drop snow. Wait, you don't need to be a resident for Shrooms Chatter? Wait, yeah, hold on a second. You don't need to be a resident of a state to do stuff that's legal in that state, do you? That isn't legal in your home state? Can't you just go do it?
Why did the Scarecrow win the Nobel Peace Prize? Because he was a black Kenyan dude, KEKV.
Wait, like Obama? Soda? Is Obama ethnically the black side of his family? Is it from Kenya? Yes? Okay, I don't remember. Okay, yeah.
What's your ideal big Christmas dinner? Are you a ham, turkey, or prime rib guy? Favorite holiday sides?
Dude, honest to God, just make me some bread rolls, some mashed potatoes, some pecan pie, and a bunch of like...
Please also play Halo Reach after Halo 3.
God.
Best story in the series. Super tragic.
How about this,
also,
dude?
Also best Ost emo.
Go Caribbean. I want jerk chicken for the main meal. Fuck this white shit. You want flavor? You want to pour gravy on for flavor? Fuck you. Give me jerk chicken. I want every bite to cause fucking spice explosions in my mouth. All right? That's what I want. How cold does it get in Jamaica for Christmas anyway? Like what? 78 degrees? Hey, Tempest. We're just waiting for that clay to finish up, and we finish the build. I'm very happy with how it's come together. No, I don't like plantains. But I'm glad other people like them. Oh, there we go. Wait, are those saplings? Ah, they're saplings. I don't want saplings.
It is the year 2037. All Vaushites add at least 7 syllables to his name when saying it.
There we go.
No one knows what his original name was. The channel is still named Vaush.
That's pretty true. I guess while we're waiting for the clay... Ooh, I like these daisies. How pretty. Here we go. Dandelion. Ox-eye daisy. Mecha Slurpee, I remember you saying that before in chat, or maybe donating it. Hey, Tempest. Everyone say hi to Tempest. You know, Tempest is a good part of the reason why there's even a functioning channel at all. Trust me. It may seem like I don't produce a lot of content now because it's been December and I've been a little on the slow side this month. But you go back a year and a half before I had a fucking editor. Ooh, boy. You know, you guys used to just not get videos for a couple of days because I didn't want to bother with exporting them. All this goes to Ryan as well, but I don't think Ryan's in chat at the moment.
I'm not the biggest plantain fan, but muffungo, pulled pork in double-fried plantain cups is asteriskingly delicious.
Ah, fuck, that does sound good. Asteriskingly. Dude, that's good. Guys, if you want to swear in the TTS, you should use asteriskingly. That's good. It's because the TTS is on... Okay, I can't get that. The TTS is on censoring swears just because we, you know, my editors have to do enough to keep my shit clean for YouTube. Gotta get around it. Like, we don't even use non-1984 chat in anything except for the pre-stream chat. Will you show us the Vaush character design someday? What, you mean for this? What do you mean Vaush character design? If you have rotten flesh, you can smelt it for leather. Really? It happens sometimes, Zoth. The one girl you made? Oh, you mean the drawing of Valkanida. Oh, no. That's okay. That's old art. That's an old thing. I wasn't as good at drawing back then. That's true, Dr. Strange. Somewhere, hold on. You want me to look? Here. There's Matoi Ryuko, Orgrimmar, the guy from Warcraft you fight in Siege of Orgrimmar. I forget his fucking name, and I forget who this is. There we go. Garrosh. Thank you. It's funny how art is the one thing Vaush is humble about. I can make jokes about being arrogant with a lot of things, but art is not one of them. We're almost done. Oh my god, we're so close. Absolutely none, Tempest. I'm sure we'll think of something to do. It is daily.
Hanukkah is really about the Maccabean revolt. They made the oil thing up to placate the Romans. Glad you liked my meme, BTW.
What meme? Yes, whatever your meme was, I loved it. It was my favorite thing ever. Almost.
You should check out the Head in the Office podcast. They're really good and they have very similar takes.
Possibly. I don't generally look to podcasts for people who have similar takes, because I have those takes in my head, you know? When I look for other content to watch, it has to be very entertaining and engaging for me. Like, I spent maybe a year and a half not consuming any political content at all. except for the occasional like Contra video, I guess. And then I found the Well There's Your Problem podcast, and it sort of kicked off an interest in finding more media. Kings and Generals in YouTube chat. Hi, Kings and Generals. I'm playing. I can't alt tab. You have to show up here. Oop. Blue. I can't believe he's both a king and a general. That's so cool. Did it snow today? In Seattle? Yes. Contra only made one video this year? Yeah. Tempting as it is to make fun of Contra for the slow rate of production, I have to assume it's because of personal stuff.
Garrosh Hellscream did nothing wrong. Rip King.
Garrosh did a couple of things wrong. The whole, like, fascism thing was probably pretty bad, I think, maybe. Does Contra still have you blocked? Yeah. How bad is snow in Seattle typically? Not bad at all. Guys, we're ready. It's time. We've put all this work into gathering the materials authentically. It took us a while, but I think that makes the final product all the more satisfying. So it's not going to be a perfect build. I don't want to hear any fussing. We're going to do the best we can. Okay, we got it? Got it all? Okay. Here we go. Natalie left Twitter again because it's bad for her, and she said it's one of the reasons her video production's so slow. Ah! Natalie blocks me on Twitter, then leaves because Twitter is bad. Curious. Wonder what changed.
Do you ever draw photorealistic type stuff? Also, please give Urcats a boop on the nose for us.
I'll be sure to. And no, not really. That's never really been appealing to me. Not like I'd be good enough to. I mean, I couldn't draw photorealism. But there are ways. Photorealism isn't as difficult as a lot of people think it is. There are, not to say it's easy or anything, just it's more approachable than a lot of people think. We don't need this much cobblestone. In fact, we need very little at all. Okay. All right. Nah, it's okay, Riv Dubin. I've got a build in mind. We've got it. We're ready. We're fucking ready. It's time. Photorealism is super popular in tattooing. Yeah, I know a lot of people get tattoos of, like, their dead baby sisters or whatever. I do not like seeing photorealistic faces on other people's bodies. That shit always looked really weird to me. I mean, if it's your choice, you know, I'm not gonna step against it. It's up to you, but... Oh. Okay. What? Okay. What? With record temperatures in both winter and summer for Seattle, is the city talking about changing housing infrastructure since very few have centralized heating and air? If they are, I haven't been paying attention. No dead baby sisters, though? Oh, gotcha, Tempest. Well, that's okay. When I say photorealistic tattoos, I mostly mean, like, I'm just thinking of that one tattoo somebody got of Joe Rogan and Elon Musk's face, like half and half, all over their thigh. I just have that, like, sort of stapled in my mind. Oh my god. Seattle doesn't have central air? No, or central heat, I don't think. Oh my god, dude. The village lags so much. Meow. Meow. Everyone's got cats in their house. Holy shit, dude, this lag. Oh my god, look at that. That's crazy. Sure. Okay, the first thing I want to do is finish the ceiling.
It's looking good, man.
I'm cooking
Thank you.
steak, fries, and homemade
I
bread
like
rolls
it.
from
Keep
scratch
up
for
the
my
hard
roommates
work.
for
It
Christmas
finishes
Eve.
today.
Since we're all visiting family
Nice,
on
nice. I
Christmas,
added a bit
thumbs
of
up.
Christmas decorations, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
Cool, cool. All right. Well, have fun. Good luck. Oh, by the way, actually, I want to... This is mostly for the chatters, I guess, because I imagine many of them will want to join. Assuming you finish the townhouse tonight and you don't mind having like a bunch of your fans join the server, after tonight, when you're finished with the townhouse, I'm thinking we'll probably open the floodgates to new applications to join. We'll probably have to implement a maximum player count when you or I are online streaming, but I want to bring a lot more unique players in, so if your fans want to join, they just have to look in my Discord server, scroll up to announcements, and I do have steps on how to join.
Gotcha. This will probably be it for me. I'm consistent in not liking Minecraft, much as I enjoy the social project. But I think there will be plenty of people in my community who would love to join. I'm also, by the way, leaving the interior decoration of my house up to whoever would like to. I only really have time and the energy to do the outside portion of it. If people want to decorate the interior, put in couches and stuff, whatever, I invite them to do the best they can. I'll try the best I can on the outside.
Alrighty, I think it looks pretty good so far. I like the stairs making that little inlet there that kind of signifies.
What are
where
the
next
chances you would
story
smash
starts?
characters
It's cool.
harder from Hades 2 than from the first game?
Good luck. Good job building.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming here.
Of course. I want to fuck, like, everyone in all the Hades games. Don't even get me started. I'm already hard. Just mentioning Hades, man. The first thing I want to do is build the ceiling out so that I no longer have snow falling on every bit of the house to be. Oh, that was actually too far out. Oh my god. Dude, the servers... Holy crap. Holy crap, Lois.
Did you see the videos of Zelensky having a gay actor moment that cons are trying to discredit him with? It just makes him more base though. Dylan posted it.
I have not seen, but I'll take a look. You can't turn off particle effects, Exel. Not without some back-end finagling. I love gay Zelensky. Okay. That's the outside perimeter of the house shape. Let's fill it in. Ah, so much better.
Vaush, thank you for the work you do. You are one of the reasons Xena and I started streaming. Hugs to everyone in VGG and go like the stream.
Oh, Jess, thank you. I really appreciate that. I hope you all are having a fun time streaming. It is an awfully fun thing to get into. If everything works out. It'd be pretty stressful sometimes, but that's okay. That's part of life. Almost done. Play Terraria next? Nope. Oh my god, this is gonna help so much. Oh, dude! Zan put little interior decorations. That's so cute. Once you get the snowy stairs for some reason, it becomes like its own brick. That's a little annoying. What? What on earth?
I'm currently eating the best Philly cheesesteak I've ever had, and it's homemade. Impossible Meats needs to get on this so I can finally cut meat out of my diet once and for all.
God willing. No, a lot of people are here for that. I would certainly give it a good shot. You gonna add stairs to the roof? Yeah, for sure. Oh man, this lag. Been a long time since I've had to deal with lag.
Lex Fridman had the founding editor of the Jacobin on to talk about democratic socialism. It was a great convo.
I'm glad to hear that. I gotta try to get on Lex.
I'm playing Celeste while watching you, having loads of fun.
I'm happy to hear that. I love it when people have loads of fun. Hey, oh thank God. Oh, look. Fewer particle effects means fewer fussing.
Vaush, why are leftists so afraid to talk about culture figures who are almost all very conservative, some even Nazis like Roger Scruton was in UK?
I don't know. A lot of lefties are dumb and suck shit. That's... it's been known to happen.
Merry Crit Mass Vaushites, may all your hits be critical. Tonight's movie is gonna be Ernest Saves Christmas. Them snakes are poison. Poison snakes.
We're changing from birch to dark oak. I think it fits better. Fits the frame of the windows a bit better as well. Thank you, Hatchet Down. Or you can do a critical, or you can do a pattern. I'm not focusing too much on the interior. I'm just going to do a very basic layout here. I got the Domino's Philly pizza in the truck. I want that. That sounds quite nice. Whoops.
Vaush, you should kill yourself. In Minecraft. Lol gotten.
I've done that a few times already, I'm afraid. We're almost done, guys. Oh, that looks quite nice, I think. Now let's clear up these, we want... Whoa. Stairs. Well, that's not very much. We'll go with that. Okay. Ooh, the lag outside. Good lord. That is really something. Oh, jeez. Shit, wait. Okay. Oh, jeez, Rick. Yeah, exactly. Epic funny meme reference, my friend. Okay. Clearly it's time to upgrade your PC. Yeah. We had fun. This one lasted a good 2 months, but it's time. Pasta with meatballs. Delicious. I'll save that for the future. Ooh, boy. We better get these walls up quickly before our computer crashes, huh? So, I think we don't need this here. You might not have assigned enough MAD in the RAM pocket launcher. Don't worry about it. Okay? It's fine. That looks better, I think.
Vaush you on Lex sounds like a good idea. I think his audience has a bunch of centrists who you could pull over. And happy holidays.
Happy holidays? Yeah, I certainly wouldn't mind talking to the man.
That was me. It's all good. I'm just playing this one.
Am I putting the second floor one level up? I don't think Zan realized that was meant to be the ceiling. I can put the floor one level up. Hold on.
Oh, it stopped. No, never mind.
Right there? Like this? Sure. Again, we're just doing a very simple interior. We're not worrying about the specifics because, you know, I know how long these Minecraft builds can take, especially when you're doing them on survival. Oh boy. Where every alteration represents a ton of time invested. Oh, spooky. Okay. Alright, work is being done. Let's try that. We're gonna... a couple of things in here. Why is it so laggy when you drag items? Look, we're doing the best we can over here, okay? That's what we're doing.
Would you like some coffee cake?
No, thank you. I appreciate it, though.
I put it in the
Happy
wrong
Latin
place.
dog.
Okay. There we go.
I'll save it for the potluck.
And then for this, we need brick stairs. Just like that. Okay. Oh, right here as well. Okay. Now let's build up the brick exterior. Oh, now there's a little trash can down there.
My gay little buddy.
I gave Vaush some of my spaghetti and meatballs, and he ate it on stream, so that was pretty good.
He put your spaghetti in his mouth?
Xander, stop fucking coming in every vaguely glass-shaped thing.
What the fuck is going on over there?
Ethan, come here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh yeah, the fucking jar. I love it.
You can put a little cow in there and it'll automatically
Okay.
fill it with milk.
We
and
need
make a figurine
brick
of any
stairs
player
as well.
and put it in there with it, and it would just yeah, we could swap out the cow
Missed a
model
window? We'll
for a
get it, don't
specific
worry.
player, and it would literally be like a, you know, just a player inside of a cum jar.
Yeah, I need I need more of that in my life. I hadn't even considered it.
Real. It's actually hypnotizing to stare into the cum jar sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're having fun.
I almost think it's viscous enough to move on its own, and then you realize that it's just that you're kind of like letting go.
So we're gonna do a lip.
It's like staring into a fire. It's like staring into a fire.
Right underneath
I don't know why it's still
that.
down.
Have you paid attention to Megan and Tory Lane's case? Hassan just had a 3v1 debate with Red Pill idiots about it.
I don't know at all. I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm very sorry. Is this some normie thing? Be honest with me. Oops. Manlet rapper shot Amazon rapper in car. Okay. Sounds difficult. I would need to look into it, I guess. I don't want to spout shit off just because I would probably agree with Hassan on this, but I probably do agree with Hassan on this.
Happy holidays, Vaush. I laugh because I purchased my first home this year and now I see you building it with the same materials in Minecraft.
Yeah, look at how much cheaper this is, dumbass. What the fuck did you pay for it?
Thanks for another year of great content. Happy Christmas.
Happy Crimbus. Wait, what? Oh my god, that was $100. I'm so sorry, I didn't look. Normally I check. Thank you so much for the incredibly kind donation. And a very happy, merry, happy Crimbus to you as well, my friend. That's so incredibly generous of you. We're going to put the second story staircase right here. I do like townhomes. I think they're quite pretty. Is this floor plan legit? I think it's pretty legit. Oh, somebody died in Minecraft. There temporarily. Is it mixed use? It fucking better be. I'm so proud of myself for getting all the materials. I think we got just about the right amount, too. Oh god. Oh god, the snow. No, the snow. It turns stairs into their own type of block.
Your lack of anti-Semitism disturbs me. Be better.
Sorry, Yi.
Hey Vaush, would you mind briefly explaining how we could transition to market socialism?
That's a... Well, oh, really? Just a quick little...
Alright, everybody. I I think I've
A moment in
decorated
2022
everything
that made you
for the
go
most
wide
part
peepo
as
happy?
much as I can.
Every
So
stream
if
with you
need any
guys.
lights or tinsel for decoration, feel free to hit up the
And
chat
government
board.
policy to
I will need
ensure a
some
certain
more
level of
paints and
democratic
a little
participation
bit,
in the
'cause I'm building
workplace
a
is
few
like a
more,
good
street posts.
entry
But after
point to that kind of thing.
You know, take whatever you need.
Guys, we're almost done. Like, legit. I'm actually really proud of this. And I'm happy Zan invited me.
Do you have an opinion on the vids where they prank porch pirates with fake packages?
Well, I mean,
they
it's...
amuse me, but you got me thinking about material conditions.
I think it can make... I think they can be a little weird, but for them... I mean, they're all made up. It's not... They're not really a real... I shouldn't have gotten rid of the axe. I do think sometimes, though, the narrative about, like, this hyper-vindictive, like, paranoia about getting back at the burglar or whatever can set people's minds in the wrong direction when it comes to who's actually fucking them over economically. You know? Like, we talk so much about regular theft, but not about wage theft, but wage theft is so fucking prominent. Yes. Dude. Nice, G Squidman. Not a perfect build, but we're almost there. We just need a bit more diorite. I hope I have enough.
Great.
I do, by far.
Just like Minecraft should be.
Oh, fuck,
Guys,
Chucky,
we're
I'm
getting
sorry.
raided.
Oh,
Guys,
well.
we're getting raided.
Raided? What do you mean? Like a pillager raid? Just deal with it. We're all
As
geared up
in
to the
pillagers.
goddamn bone.
Vish, what is your favorite type of liquor and why is it bourbon?
I fucking hate bourbon. Are you kidding me? Jesus. Guys, how do we want to do the outer barrier of the roof? Do we want it to be fencing, railing? Thank you, Sir Kimsey Slabs? I'm just gonna put some fencing. We've put a lot of time into this, and oh. Slabs on the top half of the block. Well, that's not enough to keep you from falling off. It has to keep you from falling off. Otherwise, what's the point, right? Vertical slab. Oh. I didn't realize that was an option. Vertical slab it is. Perfect. Oh, okay. Conceptually perfect. I'll take it. No glass panes? I don't want glass panes. This is a townhouse. Return the slab. Dude, playing Minecraft with lag is bringing me the fuck back. I'm being catapulted back to my youth. Door? Yeah, we gotta get a door. Time for us to focus on the windows up there, though. Guys, look. We're near done.
As a someone who decided to call themselves bricklayer, I think you've constructed a perfectly acceptable bricklayer. Happy holidays to you and VGG.
Thank you, I appreciate that very much. Happy holidays to you as well. Okay. We're not having this window on the second floor, but we're going to mirror these windows. So let's start this up. We're going to need some slabs as well. So let's get those. Perfect. No, stone cutter. We need some more of those trapdoors. Perfect. My eyes literally hurt every time Vaush looks at the snow. Yeah, I know. It's not... Again, playing Minecraft with lag is like such a nostalgia trip, man. Okay. So... above that, landing. Centered? Right here. Perfect.
Mary Cro-Magnus Vaush, have you ever tried RimWorld? I think you would like the royalty DLC. Semicolon closing parenthesis.
I'm afraid I don't like RimWorld very much. I don't like aimless games. I like games with a lot of structure to them.
Vaush, my girlfriend hates guns and doesn't recognize how cool they are. Even worse, she hates swords and knives.
Oh, jeez.
I'm also moving to Europe soonish. What do?
Well, in Europe, they don't really let you own guns anyway. So, that seems like a win-win, right? Like, it won't be an issue because you can't use them anyway. Right? Oh, hold on. I missed one there. There we go. Right here. God, that lag. Oh, the nostalgia. And we can put one over the doors as well. Yeah, we'll put one over the doors. And then on this side... on this side, we never finished the fucking bay window. Hello. It's one in, and then 3 windows. Okay. And then this doesn't have windows. What? I hope there are people in chat who find this at least mildly entertaining. Now, as for this, these were upside down polished diorite croppings. Ah! But alas, a design flaw. Or is it? Holy shit, that lag. No, it's fine. We want diorite here and here.
Mary Clitoris.
Mary Clitoris to you as well, or something. Ah! Jermaine, why are you throwing up? What's wrong with clitori? Clitori. Clitorinos. Clitoriticals. A lot of girls have those. Some do. Not that many. Son of a bitch, I can't believe we're almost done. I can't believe we've almost done it. We're like actually genuinely like at the finishing line here. No, Vaush, you still need carpet. Nope.
Because like you have like okay, shitty low poly wood texture, and then fucking high pixel.
She's a rebel, she's a saint, she's salt of the earth, and she's dangerous, she's a rebel vigilante, missing link on the brink of destruction.
Destruction. She's a rebel. She's a saint.
It looks a lot better.
It's more detailed.
There we go.
They use pixelation to a higher effect with the 3D. It's just there's no Minecraft thing that in vanilla that looks like that.
I wish there was.
Yeah, same goes for these lights as well. These lights are pretty unique to the.
That's a big kicker, Tuna Love.
16 by 16 is still the default texture pack.
8 by 8.
Oh wait, what?
8 by 8.
Fuck.
Right? No, it's 16 by 6. Wait, 1.
Zan doesn't even know the default.
Yeah, it's 16 by 16.
Either way, my brain is broken.
Oh, whoops. Why am I using these?
Oh yeah, I need to check the raccoon. You still there?
No reason it shouldn't be.
I wanted to check see if someone came along and killed him.
Nah, no one would kill it. Here, come on, let's go this way.
So close.
Moving to Europe won't be all bad. I'm moving to Catalonia, Spain. Torrenting copyrighted media is completely legal there and life is cheap. But no gun sad.
Well, such is life. I hope you have a good time over there. Sounds like a lot of opportunity, potentially. Just have an idea for the front real quick. It's not a way to do that for both of them. I'll go with that. Okay. I think it'd be easier to do this from the second floor. Oh, lag. Just barely. Well, we've reached our limits with that one. Nope. There we go. Oh, that didn't place properly? Sheesh.
Liberal Christmas be like. Don't forget to leave out asterisk and cookies for them Santa, or you won't get any pronouns in your BLM stocking.
God, that's so fucking true. I'm always saying that. Sorry, folks. Just concentrating a little, because we're so damn close. I didn't expect to put this much time and effort into the build. I thought I would just do a little, you know, a little what's it, and think I'd put real effort in. That's true, Hersberg. Dropped a block in the background. I don't care if I drop blocks. I'm doing fine in terms of available resources. And, oh, right, this is a bit, I suppose here I could just do it like this, right? Nope. Hey, no lag right here. Oh my god, we're playing the game at a regular speed. Why?
Vaush, why does policy only ever get passed via omnibus spending bills? It's been happening a lot for as long as I've paid focus to politics.
Gets past the Senate filibuster.
I really enjoy these game streams. Maybe you could edit them down and upload them to a separate playlist?
Wouldn't bet on it, cowboy. I think that does it. How cute is that? One last bit of work we gotta do.
Long-time watcher, first-time subscribing.
Hi.
You have moved me over from being a liberal Young Turks watcher to basically full-on socialist.
Fuck yes.
Keep up the good work.
I will absolutely do that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Do you think you'll stream the RE Village DLC? I also hear that RE4 is getting remade. Love you, Vaush.
Maybe. I have a tendency to not go back to games after finishing them. They're kind of complete in my mind past a point. Oh dear. But I'll give it some consideration. And thank you. I love you too.
Don't know if anyone has told you, but Tory Lanez has been found guilty of all charges for shooting Megan Thee Stallion's foot. I believe he's also getting deport.
I am afraid I still don't know what that means.
I got into you from that talk you had with the priestly lad a while back. You talked about morals and living a good life as a person, not just as a leftist. A+.
Thank you. That's really sweet of you. And I do try my best.
Did you hear Kyle Kulinski is finally referring to the Republican Party as fascists in some of his videos?
I didn't hear anything specific to that effect, but I have always held Kyle Kulinski's political beliefs in high esteem. I know I haven't always agreed with every way he said stuff or phrased things, but I have a high opinion of the guy, and I certainly don't think he's an opportunist or a sellout. I am happy to hear that, though. All hands on deck, you know? Oh, I'm down with that.
Oh, wow, it's looking good.
It's also done!
Oh, wow. It's so pretty. It does fit in pretty well with the village as well. I was worried that brick wouldn't mesh well with the color scheme, but I think it actually looks great.
Thank you. It's the first attempt I've made at an actual, nice-looking Minecraft build, as opposed to the autism cubes that I've built before. I had a lot of fun making it. Thank you for inviting me to the server.
Absolutely no problem. It's been fun having you on. I actually had I had a question for you. I brought up Project Zomboid before, and I know you don't like games that have no end, no determinable goal that's do this and the game's over. And that's kind of my problem with a lot of indie games and, sandbox games as well. It really annoys me. That's why this series is 12 days, and on Christmas Day, when that's over, it's all done. That's your motivating factor. It's timed. We're done on that amount of time. I was curious if you'd want to join a Zomboid server that is also modded we're working on, where the end game goal will be to develop a cure before the zombies evolve to the point where it's literally impossible to survive and our bases are destroyed. The kind of idea a lot of the fans have had would be your fans could join, my fans could join, and kind of have a war with each other. I don't know how it would go, but if you were interested in streaming on there, it's pretty good background gameplay if you're gonna respond to videos or talk to somebody. So, yeah, you're welcome to join that if you can, are interested.
Dramatic pause. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'd have to give it some thought. I have to be careful and considerate with my, my gameplay plans and commitments at the moment, in large part because I'm behind, 18 games with my chat. I didn't even think I would spend this much time here. It's ended up being a lot more fun than I expected it to be. I'll have to consider it. Even if I don't join, though, I'm sure you would have no trouble finding lots of people from my community who would love to jump in, and it does sound like a fun premise.
Almost certainly, yeah. Honestly, if I'm being real with you, and this is just me, I don't know if this is just me or if this is a streamer thing, I get really used to making my own hours and being my own boss, so, saying I will be here for this thing at this time, it's not awful, but it kind of sucks, you know? So
it absolutely sucks, 100%. I completely agree.
yeah, consider it. It's definitely going to be a fun thing. And we also have Eco, which is another interesting game that actually has an end goal. You got to save the Earth from getting hit by a big meteor before it hits, and then you have to develop technology with cooperation. There's society building and politics, and you can't pollute the world and destroy it with your technology. You have to develop good eco-friendly tech, and it's really cool.
I'll give it a look. I don't know that game. All right, to everyone who's in the server, this is the last time I'll be in it. Come look at my townhouse. I know you can hear me.
Perfect.
It looks so nice. Yeah, I'm gonna look inside.
I didn't do anything with the interior. I could only have time for the exterior. I fully invite all of you to decorate the interior if you would like. It is a public project that I am dedicating to everyone. In the meantime, though, this is the exterior, and I think it's cute.
I like it a lot. I will definitely think about putting up some blinds and stuff in here, because there's a lot of cool ideas I have. Do you want to rejoin to see what it looks like when it's decorated?
Yeah, and if I forget, which I probably will, I will pull it from your stream.
Okay. Oh, before you leave, do you want to light the 5th candle, or I think it's 6th candle of Hanukkah?
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, sure. I need some flint, though.
All right, here. We have all the supplies for it at the menorah. It's just across the river.
Hey, Vaush, I don't want to piss you off, but I like your content.
Oh, thank you. Why would that piss me off?
Because you don't like social interaction, and I didn't want to, mic spam you.
I don't dislike interacting with people while playing Minecraft. If I don't want to talk to people, I just mute all of you. But I'm never unhappy.
Hello, Vaush. I am the person who sends you raccoons.
Okay.
Oh, hello!
Yeah, just
Balthazar.
Hello!
And actually, after this, in the spirit of showing you raccoons, I have one thing to show you.
Is it in Minecraft?
It is in the game.
Oh yes, show him Paul.
I'm not showing him Paul. I'm showing. I'll show him both Paul and.
If you don't have the key, to Paul's cell,
hey,
it's under my house.
Are you named after Balthazar Gelt from Warhammer Fantasy?
Nope.
Okay.
I've actually only recently gotten a Warhammer. Mainly. I wanted people to think I'm a wizard when people meet me, so I named myself Balthazar.
He is a wizard who really likes gold and turns people into gold.
A grand wizard.
Yeah, he's a fucking multi-trillionaire.
Oh my god.
Hey, Vaush.
Wait, someone took the flint and steel from the chest.
I can grab you one.
I've got it.
Vaush, what is your opinion on the Tau?
So,
I think they're pretty gay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Here, you want to take this... Oh, you already got one. Okay. So right here, you want to stack all the way up to the top. You want to use those... If you just use those scaffoldings, they just let you place, like, one by one. No. You want to use the scaffold blocks. Trust.
Vaush rad.
Don't worry, game chat. The mods had already put Minecraft, Episode 1, The New Beginnings, survived the first night, lost new friend on the Vaush pit.
Like, indefinitely, yeah.
I remember these blocks from, like, Tekkit.
Oh. Oh, that's
or
useful.
something.
These are in the base game now.
One of the things that was copied from
These are in the base game?
That's
yeah.
Wait, what was the
that's
dono that I
probably
just
where
missed?
they got it from.
Oh.
Yeah, they can be a little finicky, and they'll want to kind of go off to the side. If they do that, just break the ones that come off to the side and step off a little bit and see if you can get them to keep going up.
A little bit too high.
Vaush, the Jewish ally.
Which one am I lighting?
Hey, Sia.
You want to hit the... You want to light the one that's the one that Balth's standing on. The blue terracotta is for the candle, and then you just light the top and it should stay lit.
Oh.
I'm coming. Holding shift makes you descend down the scaffolding. Ah.
Or fly over.
Thank you.
Yay. He's back.
Oh, he's right there.
The leftist king is back.
Hey, stay down. If you're not Vaush or me,
I've
stay
got
down
this.
There.
This is classism.
Oh, you fell again.
I'm helping.
I've got this.
I'm helping him out.
No, I've got this.
Please, behind us, please.
Where to land this time?
My weapon only goes for a couple meters. I can't really do much.
Like an anime protagonist, he doesn't give up.
We got this.
The power of friendship.
Oh, the snowman.
So the candles are 6 blocks tall.
And climb it like an observation tower.
That's cool.
Perfect.
Got it.
Oh,
Hell
let's
yeah.
go.
Yay!
On the
Jewish
6th day of...
ally.
The 6th day of Hanukkah. I'm gonna jump off.
Sounds
And...
ominous.
Oh, you can't re-enter the scaffolding once you've fallen.
I, Ivian Koczynski, have a horse.
That's true.
And here shall be his resting
there
place.
it
He
is.
might have left the server. Oh no.
No, he's still here. Wait.
Oh,
I was
hey,
hoping
Vaush.
you wouldn't leave. I still got something to show.
Aren't I being shown something?
You are.
Welcome back.
Hey, Vaush, you remember me?
Alrighty.
Yes. What am I being shown?
Follow. I was gonna show you, in the spirit of showing you raccoons, I was gonna show you a raccoon
Show
in
me.
game.
Yeah. John Paul.
I'm not
Oh,
showing.
yeah, I
I'll show them
forgot.
both. We can show them both Paul and the one I caught.
I forgot,
Dude,
Belth. You
Paul is
can do
dangerous
this
as
in
hell.
game. This
Yeah.
mod pack came together perfectly.
Yeah. Not just on Twitter, in real life.
Paul has 42 confirmed kills, Bosh. He's pretty
Volt, can you
scary.
grab the key for Paul? Or I could just break down the door.
What the fuck is happening?
What are we doing?
I'm
I
showing
don't have the
Vaush
key, but you can
something.
go under my house to go into the cell.
I'm showing Vaush something. I don't know why everyone else is following.
Here,
Well,
everybody just hang back.
I'm
Everybody,
the guy who
everyone
has most
chill.
access to.
Where
Paul.
is...
There's more lag if there's more players around.
Yeah, Doge. If you don't have the key, just
I'm
come
just gonna-
to my house.
I don't have to. I'm just
Course.
gonna break through.
Yeah, you can break through on my house. My house is on top of it.
I don't know where your house is.
Well, let me show you.
Never mind.
Where's Vaush?
Holy shit, this lag.
I lost him. Oh, there's. You might
Vaush,
start to
follow me.
hear some sounds.
It's really annoying because it's like right. under
Baby! Hello. I'm trying to give it a
my
flower.
underground sanctum.
I'm trying to
we
give it a
were,
flower.
Actual real life raccoon.
When we were retrieving the Sheba, we came across a raccoon and I gave it eggs.
He's in here.
To watch.
Wait, I have eggs. I have eggs. I have eggs. I can give Vaush to give the raccoon.
Okay,
Hey.
guys, in here.
Do not throw, just Q drop them.
Guys, in here.
All right, Vaush. I'm gonna throw some eggs here in the corner. They're on the other side of the house. There you go. You can feed those to the raccoon.
Drop them with Q, do not right click.
Yo, guys, in here.
Oh, it does a little thing with its hands.
Ooh.
Eh?
Ooh.
Oh, it's in its mouth. That is absurdly cute.
I'm so glad I caught this little guy. Guys,
You two
stop
can have
crowding.
a pet raccoon.
Alright, you
You
got
two can
all
have
the
a pet
eggs.
raccoon.
Oh my god, it's a goat. Yeah.
He is now
Appreciate you
fat.
joining the server, Vaush. It's been really fun having you on.
Absolutely. Alright, I'm gonna head out.
We don't have the
Good luck, y'all, okay?
Have a good
Goodbye.
night.
Good night.
Bye.
That was sweet.